Good day, sir. My name is Catherine Pinalosa from BTL Ed HE first year, and today I am going to share to you my knowledge and understanding about the claim of the West Philippine Sea. And as a Filipino, I am in favor of claiming that the West Philippine Sea is really one of our territory here in Philippines and is part of our country. And as said in September 2012, the Philippine government announced that it would start using the name to refer the waters west of the Philippines as West Philippine Sea in government maps, other forms of communications, and documents. But we all know that we never owned anything in this world, and all is belonged to God. But humans are eaten by pride and selfishness. And here comes China owning the sea and telling that they have a historic rights. But Antonio Carpio said in an online lecture calling Xing He, a Chinese explorer who visited the Philippines and the West Sea, but long before the Europeans arrived and named it as Las Islas Filipinas after Spain's King Felipe II. And also, news says that the China Sea is claiming the West Philippine Sea by force, and they started building some walls in the West Philippine Sea, and also before that happens, there are some fishermen of the Philippines who came fishing in that sea, and China guardians in the West Philippine Sea forbid them to fish, and then it begins the war of the Philippines and the China of claiming the West Philippine Sea. And as a Filipino myself, I am in favor of claiming that the West Philippine Sea is really ours because it is called as West Philippine Sea and is said in September 2012. And also, former President Rodrigo Duterte, when he went to China, they developed a friendship that says between the friendship of the China and Philippines, that instead of calling anything that West Philippine Sea or China Sea, let's call it a piece of sea. But then even though they both signed the papers, still the China wants to claim the West Philippine Sea as theirs. And so that became a war and a cold, some Filipino called it a traitor, because the China president signed the papers that it will be called as the piece of sea. But then later on, after that meeting, the China still wants to claim the Philippine Sea. And so until now, the current president Bongbong Marcos Jr. is still having that issue between the Philippines and the China. So that's my understanding about the claims of the West Philippine Sea. And as I've said, I claim myself that the West Philippine Sea is really part of the Philippines itself. Before the Europeans arrived, um, and name it Las Islas Filipinas. So the history rights belongs to the Philippines. So that's all, and thank you, sir.